Alrighty. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Ah, how's it going here? Oh, I hope you can see my lovely face. Clean feed should come back in a second. In the meantime, how are you guys doing? We're going to be watching 7th day of the CBL. Oh, the knockout phase has just begun between ING and CNC. So, sorry, pick ban for the pick bans between ING and CNC has just begun. So, enough with the intro. Let's have a look, or maybe back to the intro. My name's Azaka. I'll be commentating for the 7th day of CBL knockout phase. We have ING versus CNC right now, and we're going to be watching their map pick bans coming in a few seconds. 2, 1. Does look like CNC wins the toss, getting the lower number apparently wins, and choosing first map to ban. What map are you banning CNC? Correct, Castle. Hmm. Nothing too shocking. Not really a map that I have seen in CBL actually. I think I've only seen it once this season. ING. What are you going to pick? What are you going to ban? Just finishing up a strudel. Sorry for the eating. I will be eating in between breaks and stuff. Obi-Wan Kenobi? Let's hope so. I hope it is epic because from what you guys keep telling me, ING is the strongest among the Chinese mainland teams, going up against basically our historic champions of CNC. Ban on the Linwei Fortress. Yes, indeed. This match should bring much excitement. Harbor City picked out from CNC. Not a surprise. ING will probably follow suit with a Harbor City pick as well. Heilong Fjord is also fairly popular. There are only 4 maps. Huh. ING taking their time picking maps. Hidden City. Actually, there are 5 maps then. What is it? Is this wrong? Oh, no, there it is. I didn't read it properly. Of course I didn't. Yep, there it is. There are 5 maps. So a hidden city pick, whether or not it's by default or whether or not they just didn't choose a map. I'm quite concerned actually for ING picking hidden city, mainly because I have not really seen very many strategies involving hidden city, especially for attack. Um, CNC has been one of the better ones to attack. A ban on the Metalatorres and the Murmelones. Interesting to keep the towers suppressed. The Metalatorres are very good with that 10% buff to towers and to siege engines. So those towers and those rams were 10% tankier. Oh, picking a safe pick on the Daggerack Lancers. Very interesting. Very interesting how the pick ban kind of was set up there. A CNC immediately getting 2 bans followed by a safe pick. They probably changed up the pick ban rules here, so this is very strange. Unless ING did a double no ban. Normally it would, yeah, it would start with a double ban from one team, then it'll go from the double ban to the second team. And whoa, yep, ING just missing out on everything here. I think no, I think they're not banning anything. Massive throw. Well, I mean, a lot of potential is lost here. Not even a safe pick. Timer is ticking down. ING really needs. Maybe actually they don't need to ban anything. Maybe they're not that concerned. I would be. I would definitely be concerned. I'm not one for. So interestingly enough, ING does go with a full blank slate. Hello, Aquifer Maximum. Maxim? Maxime? Yep. Zero bans and zero safe pick. I debate about what? Amazingly, a ban on the winged hussars. Wow. CNC bans out the winged hussars. Keeps a safe pick for the Daggerak Lancers, so CNC might be going in with a lot of Daggerak Lancers. Or probably a mixture of Daggerak Lancers and Liaos. I do think those are superior cavalry when you have no winged hussars. In terms of cavalry, you're gonna win fairly handily with the Daggerak Lancers and Liaos if you have more of them. A one-winged hussar can definitely kill quite a few units of cavalry. Liaos are a little bit tougher to kill, mainly because of their stupid ass bludgeon. ING is stupid for not banning. Yeah, not banning anything. And I mean, like, not banning anything at all is concerning. No safe pick as well, very concerning. I do believe that Hidden City should also be a concern. So ING probably really screwed themselves over here in the pick ban phase. Well, I mean, during this pick ban thing, the start is just not looking good for them. Not looking good for them at all. But nonetheless, about 6 minutes before the battle begins. So, what do you guys think? I think the Metallo ban was quite predictable for CNC. They've done it before. And, again, Metallo are very valuable for any team trying to push a siege tower. So, Hidden City with 3 Falco is toxic near our supply. A supply? You mean B supply? Near a supply. No, okay, so when I say Metallitori, it's the surf, it's the Hammer Surf guys. So the tier 0 surfs that was introduced during season 2, and the Metallitor is the Falconettis, otherwise known as the Falconetti Gunners. Funniest thing is that Metallitor is, I believe, is just a singular hammer, and then Metallitori is plural. So it's the same word. Um, it's the same word, but unfortunately they use it twice, so it's really irritating. But yes, sorry, I didn't read that correctly. You are correct, Aquifer. I do believe that the Metallitori ban was for the siege tower buff. So without that defensive buff for the siege towers, it's gonna be a little bit easier to say to take out the siege towers, especially with artilleries and falconettis. Should be really easy to take them out. I'm quite interested that they would ban the million Murmilones, the Murmilones or Mermillions. I think it's Murmilones. But again, like that's a really interesting ban because it's a really powerful charge unit. I don't think they will. I don't think any team would swap out their if they did wanted to choose Murmilones for Iron Reapers. Iron Reapers are not particularly spectacular either. In the current balance of the game, the Winged Sarband definitely interesting. I do think CNC is worried about some kind of charged cavalry comp that is just really oppressive to fight against. So, but my concern here is why would you ban Winged Sars when Fortebraccio is still on the table? If there was a Fortebraccio ban, maybe I would be a little bit more concerned. One Fortebraccio can definitely keep a lot of cavalry at bay, but maybe they don't want to bring a Fortebraccio. Fortebraccio is one of the pike units that really suffer the most in terms of the weaknesses. That inability to attack units right up against them, just brutal. Oh, the ban on the Winged Hussars was from CNC. Unfortunately, we didn't get a single ban from what was it called? Not a single ban coming out from ING. CNC at this point, ING not doing their pick ban phase for the units is highly concerning because by doing the pick ban, you can make the enemy more predictable. But maybe at the same time, it becomes less predictable depending on if there are different strategies for certain units that get banned out. Fortes didn't get nerfed per se. Just to put it lightly, Fortes are not particularly strong when we take a look at units in the current meta. So, to put it simply, Fortes do around about 1100, maybe 1200 damage while in brace against infantry. When we're talking about halberdiers, halberdiers easily double that. We got 2,000, probably 2,300 damage from halberdiers, sergeants, and halberdiers. The halberdier sergeants and halberdiers are really close together in terms of damage. So, but they dwarf that of Fortebraccios. So, could definitely. I wouldn't doubt that the Halberdier sergeants would go bottom line. There are two main reasons why you would go bottom line. First, they're tankier, bottom line, by 5%. They get 5% more defense. Secondly, they have stun on brace, which is incredibly powerful, insanely powerful, in fact, and it would be kind of ridiculous to go top line, which kind of focuses more on the charge. You kind of waste a node going for like a charge, like stun on charge or something. You get a knockdown on charge, something like that, and you only get 15% increase in defenses. So I wouldn't think that top line is that good, especially since you don't use their halberdiers for the charge. It's just not something you do. Last time my team faced CNC, they played with 3 Falcos on Hidden City. So, I mean, Falconetti's on Hidden City They don't go up on the wall. They stay down in the supply area, near the supply, and they shoot over the wall. And the angling is pretty safe. I don't think. I don't think, depending on, there are some angles that allow you to hit the balconettes inside the city, but you got to be a little bit aggressive. You kind of also have to sneak in. I think there were some occasions where CNC or some team was doing that, and they had people or dual blades go in and kill the balconettes, but I think there were medals set up to defend them, or rather. So, to be real about the Fortebraccios are not spectacularly strong, but they're not exactly weak. They still have something that no other pike unit can do. They have additional range. If I was to put it lightly, I would say Fortebraccios probably have about 50% more range on pole arms or on other pole arms of things. Recently, I discovered that stalwarts have a shorter range than halberdiers. So while they're bracing against each other, more halberdiers will be able to come into contact with the stalwarts. But I guess that doesn't really matter too much, considering that stalwarts can essentially tank so much more damage. I don't doubt that Forte in F1 is very strong. Its area denial is crazy. And because of their long reach, how to say, the long reach creates more overlap, so you have more units protecting each of the units. Oh, and yeah, of course. The fact that it can turn, big, big change to how Fortebraccios were. Um, in my opinion, I think I think the turning kind of ruins how brace should really work. To me, I feel like that is true. I would agree with Mesme here. F1 is really the only way to play them. Spread out formation versus a dense formation. You're really sacrificing a few Fortebraccios to really win the fight here because it's would be very annoying to deal with a spaced out Fortebraccio than a dense one. And are you alright, Mom? Mom? Getting slam dunked during F3. Yeah, I know, right? I mean, even F2 is a little bit safer than F3. Um, I don't feel like there's any benefit to going F3 to concentrate your Fortebraccios. You're actually looking to get your Fortebraccios destroyed by going F3. If they had a a little bit more spaced out instead of a super dense block. This is the really funny thing. For like polearm units, they're more effective the more spread out they are than they are together. Um, I mean, for for a lot of occasions, this is true because especially with charge type units, being hitting multiple units is kind of the thing that's happening. We're getting a lot of issues with units that have multi-hit. Oh, what the hell? Just in, I think the pick ban phase just got restarted. Oh, maybe? Hang on. Oh, I'm so sorry. Hang on, hang on, hang on, hang on, hang on. Ah, come on, come on, come on, come on. What are you doing? Where's me? There we go. Okay. No, wrong one. And it crashed on me. What are you doing? The pick ban phase was restarted, so that's why it's waiting so long. Come on. Ah, damn. Did it just end? It just ended. Okay, so I missed a lot. Oh man. Yeah, yeah, yeah. ING disconnected from the room. It looks like yeah. So ING probably disconnected from the room, so they didn't get their pick, nor did they get their pick bans. Um, Coming back, what's really concerning is what's really concerning is that ING bans out Daggerek Lancers. No, no, no. They restarted. Okay, so they restarted the pick ban. They restarted the pick ban. I think ING DC'd from the room, which is possible. It's happened before. Bans Hidden City, strangely, instead of banning the other map, which was. What was the other map? Can't remember. In the end, it's just like. Double pick for Harbor City. The Murmillones ban, still the same. The Stalwart ban is different. We have a Fortebraccio safe pick and then a Winged Hussar ban. What's also interesting is that because we know the pick ban phase from before, ING banning out Daggerak Lancers is a little concerning. Halberdier Sergeants, really interesting ban. Then a safe pick on the Zycalian Militia. It's just. And then no ban for the last one. So ban on the Halberdier Sergeants, I don't think you really need to be concerned. Probably should have. I mean, I probably would have gone with a ban on on halberdiers, the tier 3 halberdiers, forcing any team that goes double tier 4s to go. Well, I mean, like in this case, I would force nearly every single team to go double tier 5s by banning out the tier 3 halberdier because there's just not a very good. There's not very many good tier 3, and there's only two. There's only so many viable tier 4s in there that would just be really bad. If they pick ball boys, no, 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 no. The safe pick means that you can't ban this unit. This is not like I can use this unit exclusively. If it's banned, no one can use it. The safe pick is to ensure that it doesn't get banned. So that's how the safe pick works. So the safe pick doesn't mean you get to use it exclusively. It just means that you that you can't ban it. So yeah. Nonetheless, ah man, that was really annoying. I only just discovered the pick ban phase as it finishes up, so a little bit annoyed about that. Do have to say though, CNC a little bit like consistent with their pick bans. I'm a little bit concerned. I'm only a little bit concerned. I don't believe that there's been any kind of unsportsmanship or unfairness. I think ING seriously just disconnected from the room for the pick man, and they didn't even get to pick their map properly, which was uh, defaulted to Hidden City. I'm not even sure if Hidden City is like at the top of the list or anything, but it defaulted to Hidden City. That's very unfortunate. ING was able to get a redo for the pick man, and it does show that they're taking this very seriously. So I'm a long time ago. Really? I do not remember that match then. Are you serious? Z1? You have to I mean, I don't remember that then because I don't remember CNC losing besides that one time when they wanted to defeat Christmas Sale in the lower bracket because they didn't want to fight them in again in the finals. That was the only time I ever saw CNC lose. Was it VN House? I thought it was Christmas Sale. It was VN House? Oh wait, no. You're saying that okay, yeah. So what I meant so you're saying that CNC deliberately lost to VN House at one of the tournaments. I do remember this happening. Went down to the lower bracket, and I'm 100% sure it's because Christmas Sale was in the lower bracket, and CNC just wanted to make sure that Christmas Sale is kicked out of the tournament. I don't I don't remember that then. I don't remember that then. I probably have my I probably have it somewhere. Was it the snow no. It would have to been if it's the Hailung, it would have to been the Blah, have to be the Wolves of Ragnarok. Hmm. Wolves of Ragnarok, South America, Asia division. Oh man. Wolves of Ragnarok Day 2, elimination. No. Stage 2. It would have been a stage 2 thing. Crusaders versus BBYK. So the next one actually should be the one where they face V in house then. Nope. Nope. Crusaders versus Fomalhaut. Crusaders versus Wildfire. Nope. Nope. It was Lin Wu season? Alright, hang on. It would have it would have to have been after for sure, like the Wolves of Ragnarok one. The play-ins? Was it the play-ins? No, it definitely wasn't the play-ins, right? God damn it. Oh man, I didn't do description for these ones, so that's really annoying. No, I didn't do description for these ones, so I need to manually look through these. This is Tessa versus Thing. HQ versus Thing. Why is it knockout stage 1? Did I not see all of the matches? HQ versus KBS. These are teams that I do not remember at all. Luckily, I mean, I don't know what's happening either. CNC, I thought CNC and ING would be raring to go, but now we're like 17 minutes behind, and I'm doing something else. I'm literally looking through my past streams looking for CNC versus um, VN House, which I'm kind of There's VN House versus ECL. No way, VN House. Okay, so this is CHE versus BRT. CNR versus CN. Is there a? Oh, Jesus Christ, man! Do I not have it? I swear to God, I should have every single tournament. All right, I couldn't find it. I couldn't find it. Huh? The cross server one. The cross server one was against ah Pond Garden. Pond Guard. The cross server one was against Pond Guard. That was a cross server one at the end. That was the cross server one at the end of Snowstorm. Well, nobody cares. That was ages ago. I mean, I was just bored. Anyway, let me just take down my face, my pretty face. You'll get to see it in a minute, but what's more important is the unit picks. Unsurprisingly, lots of Hammer Surfs coming out. Definitely love the Hammer Surf. Look at the muskets. We have we have 8 muskets coming out from ING. Gotta defend that wall from the mortar heavy team of CNC. We got a longbow pick. And again, the Retiari. Ah, man. I love these guys. They're not particularly great against mass units, but these guys, they're more terrifying. They're more terrifying than you think. Definitely one of the stronger javelin units nowadays, and much more versatile than the tier 4 javelins. Of course, we have quite a few cavalry picks, no Daggerect Lancers, so they go for the Tundra Human. Personally, I don't think the Tundra Humans are a superior pick when it comes to Daggerect Lancers, but for sure, they are a good second. I would not pick the heavy Prefecture Cavalry over the Tundra Humans. The Tundra Humans are still very, very strong. So here we go. CNC attacking on Harbor City against ING. A little bit of a mix on the tier 5 front, probably more on the tier 4s. Hello. Mask Mask Flame Z, Obi-Wan Kenobi is correct. We haven't even started. This is the first match. There was a little bit of a kerfuffle with the pick ban. ING might have, again, as not confirmed, might have DC'd from the pick ban room. So they didn't get to pick the map, they didn't get to pick their bans, and they didn't get do their safe pick. So probably that's why they restarted. So the restarted happened a few minutes ago. We've just been waiting, so they only have just begun. So you are right in the action. We're about to see probably the two best team fight it out. I say two best teams. Theoretically, CNC should be. I mean, like historically, they are the best team from Asia, from the Asia division, and pretty much, I would say they're probably stronger than any other team that I've seen. From what I've heard, ING is supposedly the champions from, well, a merge team from China mainland. So they apparently have players that are from the championship team. So ING is probably not the original setup for China mainland, but nevertheless, they are supposedly the best team in the tournament currently that is from China mainland. And hopefully they put on a very good show. We have action in the back line here with a Jewel Blade. Does look like he is running for his life as he gets chased down by Liao Rangers. Surprisingly, there are cannons in the back. I haven't seen that in a long time. You see, on Harbor City, sometimes they would place culverins very, very far away because it's very difficult to hit them. And as you can see, there's still one culverin left in the back there. Probably finished using them. That would be fairly fast, if I do say so. This keeps them. This keeps the culverins off the wall and out of sight. Also, using the building is really good. We have. I mean, I'm pretty much sure every single team does this. It's a little bit hard to see. Unfortunately, ING not doing very well at kind of suppressing the siege towers. They do let the left-hand siege tower up on the wall. One siege tower is not too much of a concern, but which siege tower is also very, very important. This left-hand siege tower, CNC could force this left-hand siege tower because it is much more difficult to defend than it is the middle or the right-hand side. The left-hand side is very far away, and it puts a lot more pressure on the defenders to kind of move into position to block that siege tower. Nevertheless, I do think that ING is going to have a fight against CNC on the wall, but considering that 10 artilleries have been used from the defenders, it's be really sad if they give up the wall now. They've kind of lost in terms of resources. 8 mortars to 10 culverins. We've also wasted 4 trebs, so really kind of need to get your 3-to-1 there for artillery. So having 33 basically like free assets for CNC is still very, very massive. I don't think the dual blade rat would have worked out in general, because when you have those guys in the back, you definitely want protecting units. Maybe it would have been better off using the Treb to destroy the Culverin. So ING does give up the wall, so it's actually a little bit sad, I would say. We are. It's a bit of a waste. Bit of a waste. I think ING kind of realized that they couldn't waste any more resources in stopping those siege towers. Doesn't look like they chose Falconettis, so I mean, CNC definitely chose Falconettis. How they use these guys to bombard ING, I'm going to be very interested to see. We have some berserkers in the lineup for CNC, so this is really an interesting mix-up from most of the kind of common units I would expect. Well, then again, Mermilones and Stalwarts are both banned, so the tier 4 variety is actually not that large. Imperial Pike's out on the field as well, so again, very interesting picks. I would not really admire the Imperial Pike Guard. They're not exactly the strongest of units to really have much of an impact. The Imperial Pike Advance is still one of the most strongest abilities in the game, but the unit itself is so unspectacular in everything else that even if it has that OP ability, once that ability is used, or uh, once that ability gets blocked, it's kind of a done deal. And that's one of the bigger things. Banning out the shields would mean that Imperial Pike Guards have probably a better effect. So you're gonna have to be playing pretty well not to get your entire forces knocked over by Imperial Pike Walk. And not surprising, you are oh barely gotten hit there. The angles are coming in, big hits on the Medals on the backside. The Medals at the front not getting hit as much, but it's getting closer. The mortar barely edging out. Half the street, more than half the street is unsafe, and definitely want to get as close to the wall as you possibly can. Sorry, not IGN. ING doing very well to survive that mortar shot and not be forced off. It means that they're still in position to defend the supply point, and with CNC coming down, I don't think they have very much to fear from a... Whoa! CNC goes for the left-hand side. There were probably Falconetti shots. That was Falconetti shots. There are Falconettis coming out from ING. Didn't use them for the siege towers. Very surprising. A couple of shots will definitely hurt. I don't think they will outright murder anyone. Probably around about 6 or 5,000 damage. Definitely half health you in a second. Whoa! Liao Rangers trying to snipe out some heroes unsuccessfully, however. ING is split here with the entire force of CNC out in force. Fort Bracio's set up, not in time though, as they blitz through the rest of the Fort Braccio out onto this supply point. Right now we have some Berserkers being held back from the fight. Some Medals holding the rear, some more Fort Braccios pulling up. This fight for the left-hand supply point could go very badly for ING as they do not have the sufficient forces to combat them. They're trickling in the remainder. This is a lot of Liao Rangers right now, but we are stuck in here on the fight. The main infantry force is getting blitzed out. Coming in with the Liao Rangers, takes out a Shield Maiden almost instantly. Nice position from the Halberdiers, blocking off another section. The Fort Braccio is also holding off the stairs. We have a nice clean hold coming out from CNC here on the supply point. Big sacrifice from ING, but there is enough infantry, especially anti-cavalry infantry, to hold them off. But a respawn Cataprax is going to try their best, breaking through the Fort Braccios just barely, but they do die eventually. I don't think there was enough Fort Braccios left to murder the whole unit, so they got through just barely. Now, it is kind of a gamble. ING is clocking out quite a few of the units from CNC, but they're sacrificing respawns for this, and not to mention the formation from... Whoa! Monastic Knights just clobber right through. I don't even think that was a charge. I think they just walked through. Might have been a charge. But the Trebs, the battle, lots of resources lost for ING. I think CNC won big there on that left-hand side supply point, especially on the cavalry front. Lots of Liao Rangers, and especially with the counterattack respawn, lots and lots more losses for the cavalry. You really need to have your infantry matchup work out in this next run, but surprisingly enough, we have 210 tier 5 still out for the defenders. ING Crusaders have a little bit equal numbers of tier 4s, probably a little bit more in the tier 3 front, since ING didn't seem to take very many tier 3s. No tier 4s left, I believe. So surprisingly, I would say CNC probably has more cavalry left than infantry, so this is a little bit concerning, but at the same time, they did bring berserkers. Berserker value is probably a little bit strange, only having 8 models and stuff. So the second set of mortaring has begun. There's still plenty of artillery for CNC, and it's a good idea to kind of push ING out of the defensive position here behind the wall. One of the major things I want basically every team to realize is area denial. Not allowing ING to set up right around this corner gives CNC a lot of breathing room. You see, comfortably just move around this corner. Getting shot a couple times, not much of a threat. That is basically non-threatening so far. The Falconetti shots are not exactly extraordinarily impactful, and they're shooting not the front section, but the back section, trying to suppress the range, but kicking it off with a good old cavalry charge, a mess of a horse ride. I do think CNC just lost a lot of their units to a monastic knight charge. Go monastic knights, cleaving the attack in half, I would say, but that is really brutal as the halberdiers just chomp on a cataphract almost instantly. CNC's infantry really getting headway here, blocking up the base point now. CNC is definitely holding very well, but the right hand choke here is not exactly closed up as Medal's tried to get their way through, but unfortunately, Medal's upfront tankiness does not allow them to be the assault troops that everyone believes they are. They gotta really let the enemy walk into them, and as another Medal just takes the L, we have bigger losses for the second fight, and CNC takes this win quite convincingly. I think ING got their work cut out for them, but I don't think that they have the ability to kick CNC down a notch. Good. I would say it was a quite interesting match considering ING survived a left supply point take. It's normally one of the worst possible situations you can ever be in is having your left hand supply point taken and be out of units. But I think the sacrifice was too big for the defenders there. Not sure on defenders RD, wastage on A though. I think the wastage is normally comes in the form of counter RD coming out from CNC. So again, I'm going to have to put this up that CNC is just the better team. I don't think that ING is a bad team. They do show more promise, but CNC just makes it look easy. Once that first siege tower got onto the wall, I don't think they wanted to defend anymore. They already lost a lot of culverins, and they probably already did quick math and just went, nah, the remaining artillery could be probably used better not to destroy the siege towers, and is probably better elsewhere. Whether or not that did turn out to be the case, I don't think so, but nonetheless. Oh, yeah, that's the purple one. It is really confusing sometimes since the halberdier sergeants and halberdiers have the same icon, but they're different tiers. So, same icon, different tiers, so people can tell the difference. But on the band page, they're not exactly clear as they have their name next to it. So it's supposed to be halberdier sergeants, but it's in Chinese, so I can't really change anything about that. By which point? I mean, if we're talking about the like, I think probably they lost when they sent in the cavalry. So what the split forces kind of thing. CNC was able to grab the supply point, kill half the force, and then the cavalry came in. So a respawn needed to happen. So you waste more troops trying to kick CNC out than CNC used to take it. So the map is so heavily attacker favored if they commit that much RD to A to then drop it almost instantly. The attackers have such a huge advantage. For sure. I think attackers have a lot of tools. To say that the map is attacker favored, I would believe that more often than not, the attackers have won on Harbor City. Not to say that there haven't been successful defenses, but more often than not, attackers have been successful, and CNC's unit lineup can drag the match to third wave fight, while ING was depending on only two wave fight. That's also a very important distinction. When when you do your unit setup, how you preserve your units or how your units get attritioned out is very important. When a tier 4 unit trades out against a tier 5 unit, you've already won because you have another two tier 4 units that could probably match out against that single tier 5 unit. That tier 5 unit not only needs to kill that tier 4 unit, that tier 5 unit needs to kill that tier 4 unit with minimal losses. And I mean by minimal losses, if you lose even 25% or 33% of a tier 5 unit to a tier 4 unit, you have already lost. In terms of value, that it's pretty harsh, I would say. Pretty harsh. But nonetheless, in a team setup, it can be crazy the losses. Potential power in the halberdiers was the most frightening thing. Just a few halberdiers positioned correctly, able to pick up massive value. I believe there were two halberdiers there on the left-hand push, and they were just holding. They were just holding the flanks against the unimportant stuff or against the cavalry that was going to come in. The Forbracios barely holding out. Do you think that getting hit by the cataphract really cancelled, really just eliminated most of them as they wasn't embrace or wasn't able to kill the cataphract in time? But I do think the two halberdiers that were remaining, definitely picked up a good amount of value. Not to mention, like at the end, the halberdiers catching, well, halberdiers, they were mostly heroes, but the halberdiers stopping the medals from getting through. You, those medals cannot advance into a halberdier without taking an L because, wow, the amount of damage coming out from halberdiers versus medals. Halberdiers do more damage in phalanx formation, and it's not exactly small. ING should ban Tier 4 and Tier 3 halberds to force Tier 5 meta. Of course, Stalwart as well. Well, here's the thing. The Stalwart and the Murilones ban was from CNC, so they could have gone a Tier 3 ban on the halberds, forcing the Tier 5s, because when you run out of like low tier units that are very good, you would be definitely looking at the higher tier stuff. What's surprising as well is the Berserker pick and the Claymore pick. Two units which are really fantastic in terms of uh, speciality. The Claymores have always been a unit that I underestimate in the ability to turn the tide, really making it very safe for a push. That 35% damage resistance for melee for about 5 seconds is huge, can protect you from so much damage. Nevertheless, here we are on the second battle on Harbor City. Does look like a double tier 5 coming out from ING again. Lots of cavalry, and CNC coming out with a mix, about 50-50. So not exactly a lot, but about 50-50. So we got mostly tier 4s coming out and a good section of tier 5s. So, gonna be interesting how this works out. Definitely a lot of 2 tier 4s, 1 tier 3. That is a really good setup if you're going for attrition. And depending on how CNC plays this, they can bleed out ING really easily. And again, lots of halberdiers. Again, when you're choosing low tier units, you're not choosing the stock standard swords and shields. I mean, sword and shield spearman units. You're picking the high valued units that's going to wreck armor, especially like you want that utility, you want that damage. Halberdier's got the damage, you got the Bossy and Wild Flame for that utility. Man, even Fenrir Wolves, Fenrir's pack, also very, very terrifying when it comes to value, able to shred through armor. That 600 debuff on armor, terrifying. But one of the small things that really harms Fenris in the long run is the nerf that it got that doesn't allow it to stack anymore. So I like the fact that it doesn't stack anymore, but when I'm talking about the strength of a unit, the ability to stack and the ability and not having it is a big difference. Not to mention when we're talking about units that are restricted to only one target. It's a bit of a special case when we're facing off against units that can hit multiple targets like Iron Reapers, who hit 3 units by default. Probably Obi-Wan Kenobi. CNC has been kind of the leading team in terms of new strategies, unit pick, and definitely the strongest in terms of performance. I don't doubt that CNC definitely has more control over their units than most teams. And surprisingly, I honestly don't believe that CNC really loses out in a direct fight, especially even in the previous attack. ING only won because they pushed out CNC by brute forcing it with a respawn. Oh, I heard that CNC actually do have regular scrims. They practice, but it's not 8 hours a day. I think it was 2 hours per day. They would scrim every day for 2 hours. The hardest thing was to get people to scrim against, if I remember correctly with the interview with Legolas. So this is a stark difference from comparing the two holds from before, and I'm surprised that CNC used this trick because the two culverins out on those kind of like towers, I don't know what you call them, bastion thingies. They're actually sitting on a ramp. That ramp actually saves them from short trebs and long trebs. You can't, in order to get a hit on that culverin is like much more harder than if it was just for a flat surface. That little edge allows protection from trebs, and it's actually tangible. It's a really hard spot to treb. And so far, only using 10, and we're already on the second respawn of the siege towers, with the left and the right one almost dead. Probably going to let this middle one up. Again, the middle siege tower I call the death trap. It is a death trap. You try to take this middle tower in any circumstances, I don't imagine that you can win. And it's just one of those things. Oh man, Temple Turret. I wouldn't be surprised. Like, if CNC sees it once, they'll probably they'll probably be able to beat it. So, like, CNC is so good that use any strategy once and it'll never work. And if it and it'll never work again. Like, you can only ever use one strategy once. They're the kind of villain where it's just like, I've already seen that attack. It's now ineffective. It is no longer effective. So the Liao Rangers coming out in force inside, surprisingly going out. CNC surprisingly wants to try and fight this on the ground. I wouldn't. I honestly wouldn't. That's a lot of cavalry. But at the same time, I would also be like, that's a lot of cavalry. I can get a lot of free kills if I just do use all of my halberds right now. Oh man, look at that Retiari throw. Four dead cavalry. That was a good throw. Not very many range, unfortunately, so you can't really pick off that many cavalry, but I don't know what they achieved. They killed one Fenry. Not sure what that's worth. The siege towers do get destroyed. We still have the middle siege tower get there. Coming in for another swing. Combination of a Fortebraccio and a Halberdier. Probably the most terrifying anti-cavalry combo you could ever think of. I don't even think even a dozen Liao Rangers is going to win against that. Not to mention there is a Berserker in the mix. You'd be pretty brave, my dude. Or maybe they know something I don't. One Liao Rangers gets completely decimated. Two decimated. The third one actually makes it inside. Fourth one destroys the formation. So, whoa. Sacrificing two whole cavalry for that. I think they lost more than two whole cavalry, but that was kind of brutal. Whoa! CNC also coming down onto the ground right now. There is a lot of cavalry on this. Imperial Pike Walk might come through. No, those are Claymores. They're just getting beaten around, eating quite a bit of damage. Looking at that looking at that Claymore strike. More infantry coming through. Not very many, how to say, anti-cavalry, but surprisingly, the exchange is in their favor. The Claymores seem to have soaked up so much damage that the Liao Rangers did not have enough fuel to beat out the rest of that infantry. Here comes a Tundra human. The Monastic Knights getting beaten out as well. Surprise, surprise. ING. I thought with so much cavalry, they would definitely beat out CNC there on the ground, but unfortunately, the Claymores there really, really, really good at absorbing damage. Very difficult to kill once they get that the for freedom going, and then the unwavering heart passive. That's 35% melee damage resistance plus a 40% damage resistance. They are the tankiest sons of bitches that you'll ever face. Well, I mean, there are definitely tankier units, but if you ever wanted to be frustrated about a guy that you're hitting that refuses to take damage, Claymores are your dudes. We have also the Imperial Spear Guard trying to block off, gets it blasted. Oh, the Varangian Guards in the back there trying to flank out. Switches to axe mode at the last second. Could possibly just get pushed out indeed. Unable to stabilize this middle siege tower as I expected. Without getting a major foothold, ING is getting suppressed. Whoa! Okay, I don't know what that spear was doing, but he kind of just ran out of there. As CNC is trying to suppress the siege tower a bit too hard, I think it would have been better off if they kind of suppressed the siege tower a little bit lighter. The aggressiveness is kind of breaking their defense right now, and I wouldn't be surprised if ING wins now, but CNC probably biggest mistake was how they held up. in well how they held up indeed. Yeah, Temple Turret. I do think that like the Liao Rangers without the cooldown on Bludgeon, the Doctrine, um, they have a downtime of about 4 seconds, about 4 or 5 seconds after using and um, Bludgeon Charge and what was it with for Valor or Valor? Once all of those three abilities are used, they're probably uh, got nothing left to really hit the enemy with. So the Claymores really soaked up so much damage. I don't I don't like the looks of INGs, mainly because there's Demez Pikeman out. I do think CNC letting go of that supply point inside, I think they could have held it, but at the same time, they probably have much more practice of letting them in. Fighting them in the city instead of taking free shots from the wall is probably their strategy. In terms of quality, I think CNC definitely has the ability to just run down the remainder of ING, but that would create unnecessary risk as it's more difficult to attack than it is to defend. So lots of mortars coming out. There is so much artillery actually that um, there is so much artillery that ING hasn't used that would be surprised if they don't use it for their last attack. Oh, what's really surprising is that Cordelia actually doesn't have crossbows. They have the Chevaliers there don't have crossbows. They have the Cordeliers. I think CNC is like the only person I regularly see with Chevaliers that is not with crossbows, and I kind of like it. That's a whole heap of cavalry, and it's more terrifying to get charged by that. That's 34 cavalry. That do decent damage. I don't know what that treb was for. I kind of miss what that treb was for. So again, CNC is smart, not sitting around. Once they locate your unit, they just move. It's much more difficult to hit a moving target than it is a stationary one. If you're stationary, you just take free damage. Moving towards the left-hand side, a pitched battle at this corner could work out very well. I've seen it happen before, but the thing is, you need to hold this corner, not take a corner yourself. You take this corner, you're actually going to. Oh Christ! CNC moves in as ING did not set up for this corner, and it looks pretty deadly. But the Halberdiers will get beaten out by the Fortebraccios. More troops are coming. The fight here on the supply point looks a bit deadly as cavalry comes in cleaning up the heavy infantry from ING. Mostly just serfs in the back, and the Fortebraccio is holding the rear. Cavalry just running right through the formation as ING falls like flies. It is a done deal. I think that's almost a complete team wipe. One person left from ING. That is it, folks. I do not believe another second that ING is going to be able to come back from this. Very brutal for the last fight, and definitely that cavalry difference. Oh, I mean, again, unit difference was huge. Around about 5, I would say. ING had good units. CNC, they're still on probably. They still have probably 2 more units to go, and that just shows you how effective CNC was with their tier 4s, building up that attrition. So, this is about the time where ING just leaves the battle. 3 minutes to go. We could wait for the whole 3 minutes, but it's just going to be it's just going to be a chase for now. I mean, officially, this hasn't ended. Maybe CNC just gets a surprise disconnect. All of them just disconnect. Run. Oh, trying his best. Oh, his horse gets slowed. No. Oh, goodbye. One player left. ING, please. Hey, man. Like, absolutely unstoppable. Absolutely unstoppable. All right. Unfortunately, like it's a good thing that this didn't continue on because we kind of missed the pick ban phase for the next battle. So let's hop over and take a look at the next battle. There is going to be no break as it's just going to be straight into the action. BPJT bans out Heilong Fjord picks Harbor City. OISU bans out Hidden City, picks Kuruk Castle. Probably the first time I've seen an attack here on CBL in the knockout phase. Get ready for the bans, folks. We have BPJT banning out Chevaliers, Samachi and Stalwarts. Now we have a safe pick of Zykilian Militia and banning out Shield Maidens for the last. Now over to OISU. We have a ban on the Madao Battalion, Fort Braccio Pikemen, and a safe pick on the Dagger Axe Lancers, followed by a ban on the Medallador. Interesting, interesting picks and bans here. A double polearm ban means Madao Battalion and Border Braccio Pikemen. We can expect very powerful cavalry to be used as a clutch for OISU. A ban on heavy shield units coming out from BPJT means that they're also looking for that, looking for probably to shake it up. Banning out the Smashing Stalwarts, banning out the Shield Maidens. They're just going to have to deal with the polearm units. They're probably going to look to have counter polearm units. Not really sure what remains to counter polearm units if you ban out your shield units, so that's really weird. Actually, no, I don't know what the hell would happen if you ban out all of the shield units. But the Chevaliers, it's quite interesting to have the Chevaliers banned. Mostly just extra crossbows with a cavalry combination. Not even close. CNC versus ING, yeah. Why is not even on my radar. Why? Man, like, seriously, I don't know why you guys keep hyping up why. From what I've seen from why, they're not even, they're not, honestly, BOD, why, they're not even on my top three. I went CNC, I'm actually tossing it up between BPJT and OISU. Literally these two teams that are about to fight each other. Between these two, my pick for the top three goes CNC, possibly because I like OISU better, then BPJT. BPJT just a stock standard stronger team so far. OISU really struggled on a couple of things, but they pull off some really cool strategy. I don't even know if the players are guys or girls. Yeah, they might have a strong hero killer lineup, but trust me, I haven't really seen YYY really pick up the. I haven't seen them really just like do well. So yeah. All right. Ooh, all right. I'm gonna be right back. 3 minutes. Hopefully it doesn't start before then. I'm sorry, Alamas. The sound alerts don't work on this one. It only works when I'm on my normal one. I'm sorry. Why is everyone hyping up YYY? I seriously think that YYY is not a very strong contender. Nothing I've seen out of from YYY has been spectacular. I mean, like, maybe they're not facing anyone strong. That could be another reason. Getting a lot of freebies. Oh, not like this. Oh man, I'm so glad that you pop around now and again, Alamus. Are you here for the CBL or are you just here to support me? I mean, if you're just here to support me, that is excellent. But if you're here to watch the CBL, we're watching the second set of battles between BPJT and OISU. You guys are all capping. Yeah, totally capping. You want me to put it? Woo-wee! Ah! I'm late. I'm late. I'm very, very late. Oh, me. I mean, SSR. Man, imagine if you did come back from the losers bracket. That would have been like amazing. I mean, getting kicked out in the first stage of the CBL to only to come back and defeat the guys who kicked you out. That would be so rad. Whew. Yo, Moj Bundy, how you doing? Again, that was like on Hai Long Fjord. No one actually played on the map for very long. If BOD loses against YYY, BOD will be fighting SSR. Oh man. Ugh. Oh man, I was so very, very late on that one. I hope you guys got to have a look at the lineups. I didn't really talk about the lineups just now, but generally, I think between the two is going to be a very interesting match. I would say OISU probably has some cooler strategies, but BPJT is probably the stronger of the two teams. So let's see whether or not OISU is going to win out with their cool strategies. Which, oh my god, coming out with a Sally. Immediately starting off with some Liao Rangers coming out through the sally through the front gate. Oh man, that's got to be brutal. Trebbing the sally. How many of the cavalries actually get hit? I don't think that very many got hit there. With the Forte band, Winged Hussars could sweep these. Oh my goodness. Where's your Winged Hussars, my dudes? Where's your Winged Hussars on the left-hand side? Nowhere to be seen. Winged Hussars coming out from BPJT. Surprisingly, they're holed up here on the left-hand side, not engaging. OISU doing an amazing job right now. Kind of stalemating. This is a massive stalemate from either side. But the problem is that they're using the cannons to kind of... Oh, man, taking a couple of big hits on the cavalry. They won't die from a direct cannon shot. Not at least... one won't kill them. Oh, Halberdiers catch a Liao Rangers. That is not good. Bad matchup for that one. The attackers cannot keep sitting here. This is really good. I mean, they also have some Shenji Grenadiers out on the field. They're not shooting just yet. This if they take out the Winged Hussar, if they take out they have the supply point as well. The sheer pressure coming out from OISU right now is staggering. BPJT has no idea what to do. Oh wait, which side's which? Yeah, BPJT is attacking, right? I hope so. Otherwise, it's going to be very confusing. Oh, Daggerek Lancer is probably going to move towards the supply point on the inside, but that just means less people down on the ground. Only need one guy with halberdiers there on the point. Switching out to cavalry. Wow. BPJT, you're going to take this fight. How are you going to do it? Halberdiers, Winged Hussars. Winged Hussars take a hard turn. Could do a massive charge down the center. Or catches half a Liao's. Catch a big Liao. And that's half a unit gone. But that Winged Hussar was a bit less ineffective. Much more ineffective than I thought it would be. Oh, but the Liao Rangers get caught by the Halberdiers. That is a huge loss. Huge loss right now. Coming out. Halberdiers there on the left-hand... I mean, the Liao Rangers on the left-hand side actually managed to win out. Where's your Winged Hussars? If you were going to do this, your Winged Hussars would have been key of taking out those Halberdiers. Massive loss of Liao's right now. Respawn out on the field. OISU suppressing the supply point. Here comes the Liao Rangers whacking formation apart. Holy cow! So many halberdiers coming through. The Winged Hussars just smudge right through that center, but the cavalry is slowly dying out. The big exchanges coming out, it really could have been more Winged Hussars charging those halberdiers down. Really good pickup value if you can get more Winged Hussars out here on the field, but there's just not enough of them. OISU keeping... Oh wait, hang on. What's up on the A point? Something's on the A point. I don't know what it is, but right now BPJT is trying to just kill off the remaining cavalry from OISU. They're switching strategy now. They're falling back. It was a good start. It was a good start. I just think that if they deployed more Winged Hussars in the beginning, they wouldn't have to fear the halberdiers so much. The Liao Rangers exchange for the halberdiers was so bad. Really bad. We'll have to see. We'll have to see if it's truly bad or not. the start has not really actually been terrible for OISU. But I mean, I do have to agree that maybe the exchanges were much worse than I think it is. Was just a pre-show. Oh man, it was a double cavalry setup from OISU, wasn't it? They only have cavalry, right? This is the time where just every single one of the attackers should just go anti-cavalry. Like, legitimately, just go anti-cavalry. You take out all of that anti-cavalry, you take out all that cavalry, you just win. It doesn't matter, actually. Setting up the artillery doesn't matter. They hit serfs. They're not going to hit cavalry because the cavalry is just going to move out of there. I think there were a couple of tier 3s in there as well. The exchange is probably definitely not good. Winged Hussars could just charge this corner. I wouldn't be surprised if the Winged Hussars coming in right now. Daggerhead Lancers trying to force their way through, probably just going to get smacked. Come on, where's the Winged Hussar charge? I haven't seen a Winged Hussar charge just delete something just yet. Come on. You let the Liao Rangers go in first? Where's the Winged Hussars? The Winged Hussars should be the first one in. Stupid ass. Bitch ass. Stupid ass. Look at that. Taking a hard corner, run straight into anti-cavalry and just die because you didn't let your Winged Hussars just do a proper charge. That's a done deal. 15 cavalry, 30 cavalry. Maybe I'm overestimating Winged Hussars, but like, what was that charge? You hit nothing. You have 3 Winged Hussars here, still alive. Why have they not charged down every single halberdier? You see halberdiers? You charge them with these Winged Hussars. Man. Dumbass. Why does every single cavalry... Like, I love how OISU didn't just go straight in headlong and just feed their cavalry. But at the same time, I'm just like, do you even know your cavalry matchup? Because throw in your Winged Hussars already. Throw in your Liaos after your Winged Hussars to clean up. And why the hell are you so terrified of charging into halberdiers with your Winged Hussar? Yeah, just send in the Winged Hussar. Yep, OISU was my third pick. Well, actually, no. It was my second pick. BPJT was my third pick. Mainly because I like the strategy out from OISU, but come on, man. What was that? I'm really at a loss. I'm really at a loss now. Top 3 teams from me. Just gets completely butchered. That's all cavalry, by the way. That's all cavalry. That's crazy. Crazy. So many glaives. You are right, did ones. There are, like, so many heavy armor classes from OISU. Yeah. Blue Halberdier is easy MVP. I mean, like, at that point, if you just had halberdiers, you would have just won. You would have just won straight up. You could kill all of that. Super effective. Awesome Omega effective. I hope you're right. If this was a pre-show and OISU was just doing something fancy. They don't even do it right, which is the saddest thing. Like, if you're gonna do a Sally out, do it right. You gotta know your matchup. There is also a Fortebraccio and a Medal ban. Like, banning out a Fortebraccio and a Medal, that's huge. You ban out You banned out two of the stronger anti-cavalry units. Not to mention, Fortebraccio is the only anti-cavalry that can actually stand up against a winged hussar. Both halberdiers and halberdier sergeants will basically lose to a winged hussar charge. A winged hussar charge straight on to a halberdier unit, a halberdier will just die. Bro, really bring bonsai? Yeah, I would totally bring bonsai mode. But at least bring 15 winged hussars. If we're talking about the best charge cavalry in the game, it's still winged hussars. Sure, you can get more value out of Daggerwreck Lancers and Cataphracts, but your winged hussar doesn't get stopped by regular pike units. They will just roll right over them. So, I'm gonna ask again. I'm gonna tell everyone that's watching this thing. You wanna do a Sally properly? Know what your cavalry is good at. Also, send in your winged hussars first. Battle points? I mean, like, you're not really. Wait, do you mean like your score at the end of each match? Because it does if you're, well, technically, if you're in the top 5 on the winning side, you get extra points, valor points or something. If you're in the top 10 on the losing side, you get valor points. Oh, okay. That might be, you're probably third. Okay, so how it works is that your personal ratio means that, like, it could be anything. There's a bunch of rankings that involve how many units you've killed this season, how many units you've lost this season, those kinds of things. So, yeah. Man, that would just be demoralizing if BPJT also goes out with a Sally, but does it better? Ugh. Talk about getting beaten with your own strategy. That would just be depressing. That would just be so demoralizing. Also, what I hate to see is nearly every single sally out uses Liao Rangers as kind of like a clutch. I want Liao Rangers to be banned just to stop people from using them during sally outs. God damn it, man. If you want a good sally out, bring a charge cavalry. A Liao Ranger is only for cleanup. The final zero? I'm not entirely sure. I did no such thing. I mean, like, for a cavalry unit, winged swords are really good. From the unit tree, I would skip over cataphracts and just go for Daggerack Lancers. As long as you're not charging headlong into either Medal or Fort Brachios, Winged Stars will basically roll everything. Oh, you have to always start from zero, man. You never start from the top. OISU, very heavy on the heavy armor, low kill potential. Wouldn't be the first team that I've seen Men-at-Arms from. Men-at-Arms don't seem to become kind of filler pick. We'll have to see. Corrupt Castle's actually an interesting one, mainly because A is easily defendable. I mean, like, you have to draw out the defenders in kind of both cases, whether or not it's B or A. For base, you kind of just have to beat the defenders, and it's very hard to outmaneuver them since they will just be in position. So, you're actually banking. I mean, I just realized that Correct Castle is really more about the defenders making mistakes than it is for the attackers. The attackers just need to be patient and let the defenders make mistakes. That's bugged, man. That top thing's bugged with the unit scores. It says there are 0 heroes alive for the defenders right now as well. Alright, middle siege tower gets onto the wall. Left-hand siege tower gonna make it to the wall. OISU, you gotta really pull. You really gotta shove it in there and get it done because I believe in you. Actually, not after that performance. I don't believe in you anymore. You are like you are the bottom of my list. No, you are off the list. And also, where's my pretty face? My pretty face is no longer on the screen. Now you get to see it. I don't even know who would I pick for third if I don't need. You get to see it anyway. You want to keep this right-hand siege tower suppressed. Surprisingly, I'd let them waste the shots. Mainly because you could easily just take the left-hand wall, even if it's only from one direction. Taking the left-hand side wall, drawing the enemy out would just be quite devastating. We actually have 2 men-at-arms. Huh. I actually realize now that not having shield maidens available kind of bite either. I mean, like the attacking team in the ass here, because it's actually really difficult to punch through halberdiers without just getting absolutely decimated. Without Fort Rushers either, you can't outrange them. I mean, in this scenario as well, like, why didn't someone bring Falconettis? Falconettis on top of these walls here, shooting into A is kind of really terrifying. Kinda. Really terrifying, yeah. The mortars should just be shooting at the A. They've just been sitting there the entire time. Miss for getting flashbacks or something. Oh, cavalry coming in through the center, going for the A point. I mean, going for the B point here. Could be just a massive bait. Daggerack Lancers comes in from the side. But look at the cavalry! Holy Jesus! The cavalry deaths are insanity just there. Yo, Marilones! Get in there! That's a shield unit. Just gonna sit there and take your charge. Yes, please. The B point is getting captured in the meantime. They do brute force it on the A point as well. This is a battle on 2 fronts. With the B point mostly cavalry, they're going to get cleaned up pretty shortly. Most of the A defense kind of left, and now we're in some kind of shield off. But it does look like Mermilona is coming out for BPJT is going to win. Nope, I take that back. I can't tell. They're all mixed up. I think the Scimitars are winning. Nope. Take that back. There were Berserkers in the mix, and the Berserkers just killed everyone. OISU is just getting hammered so hard. Taking a bad rap, man. After I hyped them up so much. My hype is real. My disappointment is real. They're still in the pre-show. They're still in the pre-show. Here comes another second set of cavalry. Oh man, this one halberdier better love cavalry because it's about to eat some more. Oh man, lovely Liao. Can we get a second Liao, please? Oh my goodness, the second Liao actually dodges. Oh, they're closing in. They're closing in. Liaos cannot escape, though. The cavalry pile tries to just dodge, but they just dodge one pike just to go into the other one. Feeding the pike units like crazy right now. The halberdier units must be full. Jesus, those halberdiers must have killed over 100 cavalry right now. And that's the same halberdier, by the way. I think one of them got killed, but there was a second halberdier here. And it basically just killed, like, 5, maybe 7 different cavalry coming through here. Maybe a bit of each of them. Yeah, should get promoted. Oh, Zidwan's never gonna let this down, isn't he? Never gonna let this down. Top 3 teams, guys. Top 3 teams. OISU, what are you doing? What are you doing to me? You better beat everyone else in the lower bracket just to prove a point. Beat out YYY, and BOD at the very least. Please. because your performance against BPJT is horrendous. Not even, I mean, like, not even able to break through. Not like in both cases, OISU has not been able to win any advantages at all. Not even small advantages. They've kind of just lost every single exchange. They've for every unit that they've taken off of BPJT, they probably used 2 or 3 more units to beat that one unit. Oh my god. Man, the horses would have PTSD. Oisu would be like, why my cavalry so bad? Your horses have PTSD from the last time you killed them. I mean, like, it was kind of dumb not to know that that stupid halberdier was going to wreck your formation. I don't understand one thing. Like, one thing that I never understand is when you're playing a matchup game, never, ever just, never ever just think you can just dodge the unit. They can just shove it in, so. It's 5 whole minutes of lollygagging right now because it's serfs. Oisu probably just got mostly serfs out there. At least half a serf. Oh man. Nah. I think I think I think Oisu needs to come up with a different strategy instead of sending in 2 cavalry to kill one guy. Clearly, they're wasting more resources by suiciding into um into BPJT. Do they actually? Do you guys actually get to fight? SSR does. Wait, does SSR get to fight Oisu if Oisu loses? Yeah. I don't know. I don't remember how the lower bracket is right now. I'm pretty sure. Um, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure Oisu and ING will fight each other, and then there's 2 other teams in the lower bracket that will fight each other, and those two, and then the winners of those ones will get to fight each other, and then out of BPJT and CNC, whoever wins the winners bracket gets to fight the winner. Then gets sent down to the lower bracket, and then they get to fight the quarter. It's very confusing, but it's just like Oisu would need to beat ING in order to face off against SSR. SSR would also need to beat whoever else is in the lower bracket right now. So there's still quite a lot in the lower bracket. I really need to look it up. I mean, like, I'm not even paying attention to this fight anymore. It's just a massacre. There's not much left out from Oisu. Oisu probably got some high tier cavalry left over, but that it's not enough. Look how much tier 4 they have left. The fact that they want to extend this is very surprising. Hey man, it's not the most painful thing I've watched. The most painful one was literally watching the spawn camp on Hidden City for 3 whole minutes. I got to watch that for 3 whole minutes. I was complaining the whole 3 minutes. I didn't stop complaining. They could have won 5 minutes. Like, I was just like, they could have won like 5 minutes ago, and they're still here. Please stop, OISU. You're kind of putting yourself in a bad rap. I mean, I say attackers shouldn't spawn camp, but at the same time, attackers just leave because at this point, letting the defenders kill you until the last man also very depressing. You're gonna have to spawn someday. Oh, there we go. OISU is leaving. What's what is sad is just I honestly thought OISU was a better team than this. I thought they would at least give BPJT a hard time, but just like the previous battle, it's just a complete wash. So, anything that was proven to be so far, CNC is still unbeatable. The knockout phase is more one-sided than the qualifying phase, which is hilarious. Somehow, I think the qualifying phase had a lot of even teams battle each other, so that was cool. But here in the knockout phase, it's worse. It's like the battles between the teams here in the knockout phases are way like the difference between the teams is feels way bigger, or the performance out the teams just feel like multiple things stacking on each other, and it's just neither side is. Ugh, God. It's like one side is hitting against a brick wall with a wet noodle, and actually thinking they're going to break through, they keep throwing more wet noodle at it, and it's just breaking apart into smithereens. Yeah. Oh man. Nonetheless, that is all the battles for tonight. I will get to see the battles there on the what's the face calls it on the Friday. I wonder if they set up the battles for then. Let's have a look. Hmm. Tuesday battle, CNC obviously. I mean the Thursday battle, ING versus CNC. CNC wins 2-0. So CNC just destroying ING. And I mean destroy. ING didn't put out very much resistance. What game? Thrones of Liberty. Oh, I seen it. Also, damn it. I've seen the trailer. Thrones of like, there's no gameplay trailer just yet. I mean, maybe it's gameplay later. I guess that. Well, I'll still be on CB, whether or not I play professionally. I'll never play professionally, actually. Maybe, maybe. Nah, nah. Ashes of Creation is going to be shit. You know why? Because it's going to be forced PvP. When it's forced PvP, there is no shortage of assholes. And what I mean by that, you're gonna get every person is just going to be the worst asshole you're ever gonna meet. You're gonna find maybe 1 out of 10 assholes that is gonna be the good guy. That one good guy is gonna get beaten up by those 9 assholes. So, good luck. EF Mastication 2 times 0 CNC. Darn, I missed the game. CNC did play. It was a complete wash. ING just could not withstand CNC. They had good movement, but when push comes to shove, they just lost against CNC like outright. Like CNC was basically unstoppable or felt unstoppable. They had to kind of just use sheer weight of numbers to attrition out CNC, but like they burned through their units so fast that CNC already had more than half their army left to just kill the surf units. OISU, same scenario. Like BPJT, like, but this is the opposite. OISU was the aggressor, and they just ran straight into BPJT and just killed themselves on the halberdiers. And it's really just the halberdiers, and really not good look. Okay, so the losers bracket's going to be very much concerning or more confusing. So this is the rest of the winners bracket. So YYY versus BOD. Then we get GNG versus BZZW. And then on the Wednesday of the following, oh, so the Monday, so Monday New Year's, no, Monday second day of New Year's. Huh. There's nothing on the Monday. Interesting. Uh, so on the Wednesday we get to go to the lower bracket, which is ING versus NOP, and then we have OISU versus TL. My guess is that ING or NOP will face off against SSR, and then OISU versus TL, depending on who wins there, get to face off against YS. Nevertheless, that is all for today. I hope you guys enjoyed the commentary. Again, a little bit disappointment from my boys Oisu. I really hoped that they would perform a little bit better than this, but unfortunate. Also get it wrong. I also get it wrong a lot. When the hell did Vanguard ever 2-0 CNC? Um, yeah, I don't recall something like that ever happening. Vanguarda is a team from the South America division. If I'm not wrong, Arab Knights were the ones from the MENA division, if I remember correctly. Or I'm wrong. But nevertheless, I don't remember a cross-server tournament where CNC lost to the EF champions. I mean, like the South America champions, nor the MENA champions. So that's news to me. So, mm, but I'll leave it at that. I mean, I'm not a historian. I don't exactly have this at hand. I just have to go look through all of my VODs and see if the record exists, which is pain in the ass because again, I would have to look through my VODs and I don't add a description to a lot of my videos because I'm really lazy. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I think this time I'm not. Maybe I'll do it for the summer one, but nevertheless, I hope you guys enjoyed I hope you guys enjoyed watching the CBL Asia Division tournament with me. But other than that, my name's Asagai, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.